woke. I'm your host, Emelina Calder. In today's video, I'm going to take you guys through a collective reading for your highest potential, what you're missing, what's blocking it, and anything that's standing in the way, we're going to clear and heal, bring it to your conscious mind. And that's what I'm going to jump into today. All right, so if you're new to my world, hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you don't miss any cool videos, energy updates, workshops I do pretty much weekly. My name is Emelina Calder. I'm a spiritual high performance coach, a psychic medium, an Akashic records reader, practitioner. I am a spiritual artist, which I'm actually going to show off a couple paintings I've got. They are actually soul talismans. I'm a channel, a divine channel, so I channel in the Akashic records your soul and pull it into the light language that is channeled into the painting to help you anchor your highest states of consciousness, your higher realities, magnetizing your higher realities to you by anchoring them in a physical matrix for you that you can hang in your home. If you're interested in these are 12 by 12s. I am doing them on a commission basis. You can send me an email. I'll leave my email in the description below. And I've also just, I'm gonna hit publish very, very soon, the next day or so, on a twin flame training video series. It's like 11 or 12 videos. I'm just polishing up the emails that I'm gonna send out to you guys. So if you wanna get access to that free training, it's really fun, very educational. I think you'll really enjoy it. That link is in the description below as well. Let me think if there's anything else I want to say. Any other announcements? Oh yeah, I've got one more. I'm going to use the Sacred Prayers deck. This is the prototype of the deck. In our reading today, if you're interested, I'm going to be opening up a pre-launch by the end of the summer. So get on the pre-launch list where I'm going to have lots of like fun things. I don't know if I'm going to do a giveaway or a cool promo. Regardless, you're going to want to get on the list. And that link is in the description link below as well. All right, so now let's jump right in. If you're new, I am a divine channel and a psychic medium. I channel source consciousness. That can come through in many different names. It could be Divine Mother, Divine Father, the Akashic Records, the Law of One. I think today I'm really just tapped into my higher guidance and my higher self that is channeling all of the energy through in combination with source consciousness. And then let me just tune in and check in, and I will do my channeling as per usual. I've got some decks. We're gonna pull what feels good and get your highest potential and see what's going on at the collective level. So what's cool about these readings is what I hear from most of you is that a lot of you, it resonates as if we're talking like one-on-one and you're getting the codes and access to the information in a very human way where it feels like I'm doing a reading for you. I think it's really cool. It's like very magical how quantum energy works and how I can read a collective where actually each component is then delivered back to the person. And whatever message they need is delivered at the right time space. And I think it's really wild. So anyway, all right, I'm going to tune in and then we'll jump right in. And you guys can tune in with me actually. So just consciously get seated, take a nice comfortable position, close the windows of your eyes, get comfortable, and then set a nice, a grounding cord from your root chakra, the base of your spine, your pelvic bone, bones all the way down to the center of the molten lava core of the earth. It's going to be about a 4-inch wide cord, and they're showing me like a silver, just a pure silver cord. And anything that's running around, racing around your mind or your energy right now, I'm actually seeing a lot of scattered energy, some psychic attack energy. We're just going to just consciously attune to what might be in your arc field that is not of service to you. That should be enough of an intention. And then just see it all being grounded through that silver cord to the bottom, the core of Earth, rather, on your exhale. You can kind of just sweep through your arc field and ground anything else down to the center of the planet. Gaia's going to take care of it for you. And then on your next inhale, see the center of the planet, this like core of silver light. And see the light pulling up in the column, up the cord, all the way up, 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 up in the cord until it reaches the base of your root. And then as you continue to inhale, you can see that silver liquid filling your body, every cell, every nook and cranny, containing the plasma, this like silver plasma in your entire body. Feel it in your body as you're being connected and grounded in the center of the planet. And then feel that silver energy go into the exterior of your skin, where you're wearing it almost like a wetsuit. And then take another deep inhale in and do it again. Pulling the silver liquid up your spine from the center of Earth's core into your body, into every waking cell. And then just do it one more time. All right. That was a very grounding, very simple meditation. You could do at any point to ground yourself into the highest vibrational states of your 3D reality, because it is connected into the highest vibrational reality of the planet. So it's very physically focused, but energetically protective. Yeah, I just pulled in the law of one. I was like, do you guys want to start? And they said, no, 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 sweetheart. We're passing that up to your higher self. I said, okay. So we will start with the higher self. All right. So my loves, I'm going to ask, what is your highest potential? Is there another way we need to word that question, Spirit? What's the highest potential that's available at the soul level that you may or may not be aware of in bringing into your physical reality? What's your highest potential at this time? What does your soul want to communicate to you? Let's do this. High love. Highest potential. Do you guys want to pull one more? What's the highest potential? I was wondering if they were going to give me a divine masculine, divine feminine split, because they pulled out a masculine card, and I was like, I literally communicated up to my soul. I said, is that for everyone? Or is that also for the women? And then they just gave me the feminine card. All right, here we go. Which actually, I want more clarity on this. There's a cellular activation coming through this channel as well. There is something about the fact that they asked me, I was guided to do the silver grounding cord. You're going to be receiving a divine remembrance. There are, and by remembrance, it could be like in your dream states, you might subconsciously be dreaming of like Atlantean lives or Lemurian, Knights of the Round Table, that sort of stuff. This was way too many cards, you guys. No, too many. I'm not reading that many. Okay, I think we got it though. Okay, so I'm just going to tune in and ask for the clarity on the 4 that were given to me. Okay, so I'm being told there is a masculine and a feminine energy coming through. I am being told that either could be taken as per gender, or the gender that you associate with, or it could be in association with your divine masculine within your own polarity of your soul that you carry into this world, or your divine feminine polarity that you carry into everything that you do, because we all carry both. I'm very balanced with mine. So as you guys watch me through my videos, interact and act, I am balanced in my divine masculine and feminine polarity. So I could be a model for that in that way. So again, it's either in association with your internal polarities, or if you are divine masculine, these are your cards. If you're divine feminine, these are yours. But regardless, it's the highest potential for you, whatever resonates for you. As always, take what resonates, take what you love, leave the rest. I always rely on you having your own spiritually guided connection so that you can read in between the lines. For spirit speaks through me, but speaks through energy and information, and whatever feedback you get from yourself to yourself in watching, whatever reflections you get, that's all for you. Okay, so the first card that came out was the King. This is the second time this week with this card. So I think this one's a really big deal. So as far as tapping into our highest potential, what do I see with the King? Claiming your right to your birthright. If you were the authority in your life, how would you begin to engineer and build your life? If you were the king, not a pauper, not a player of someone else's game, not like, I feel like we fill many different roles in our lives, but your highest potential is associating with the king or the emperor, if you're thinking about like the tarot deck, and saying, how do I construct my own reality? Am I being bold and courageous enough, or am I settling for peanuts? Is what's coming through. Like, if you really could tear like the shutters off the windows of your consciousness and say, how have I been blind to my potential? If I truly could do anything and spirit would expedite my process and I was capable, what does my heart want? You know, he's holding like a sun at his heart with his left hand. Like, what golden prosperity am I sitting on and not activating? That's going to be different for each and every one of you. This could be starting a new business. This could be starting a coaching business. I feel like I've got a lot of you in my audience. This could be producing art and selling that art. This could be performance, theater, acting, music, dance. This could be a position of high leadership in community, whatever that would mean for you. For some of you, like, they're literally showing me like lawyers. It's like stepping it up a notch. Like, okay, how do you move from a lawyer to a judge? Like, it's like, think in bigger terms. What is your, what have you been sitting on as far as your vision of your potential, not thinking like, oh, I could actually live so much bigger of a life than I thought. What was associated with this is the child magical card. And this is a child that's got like butterfly wings. She's dreaming, she's creating. Her hair is green. So it's like tapping into the heart chakra through the crown, or the crown through the heart. So awakening your highest potential cosmically in your life, because her hair is green and the ground is green. Okay, so it's like you're grounding your highest potential through your heart space. So what does your heart want? If you can think really big and advocate for yourself, if you could cheer yourself on, if you could be your best cheerleader, if you could be your own best parent, if you could be your own mother and you could be your own father right now, today, as if you were a child today, what is this king, this father going to say to this child? Like, what talents would you look at within yourself as the father to the child within yourself and say, hey, you've been sleeping on some of these talents. Here's where you're really talented. And what they're showing me is actually like moving forward and creating a list of things that you're talented at. What are your talents? Even if you think they're like minuscule, like what are your talents? You know, we're great at certain things and not great at others. What things are you truly great at? And make an entire list of things that you're great at. And then circle the top 3 that sound like the most fun to tap into for your highest potential, because there's probably going to be some either hobbies, side hustles, or career opportunities within those things. What I'm seeing on the advocate card is all the green. This looks like a cash money card to me. I know, I would say I know it's not, but actually I think it is, because she's planting a tree, and that tree even feels like money. So this is like prosperity. How are you advocating for your own energy? How are you advocating for your own inner child? How are you nurturing the most sacred aspects of yourself that want to do something new but don't know how to cultivate those aspects out of yourself because they need the parent, the adult within you to say, hey, these are the things you're good at, as if you were parenting a child, right? Like you're looking at the child and you're like, wow, they are so gifted in these areas. I could see them becoming this, this, or this. I could really see a huge future for them. And that's kind of the way we look at children. As we get older, we take on a lot of limitations, projections from others. We get very reasonable as far as what we're willing to call in for ourselves and manifest for ourselves. And it just creates a lot of limitation on your consciousness. So what they're showing to me is stepping into the parent role, looking at yourself as if you were to carbon copy yourself, like energetically. Maybe you guys can visualize this. I know I could do this. Stand in front of you. So you've got the parent in front of you staring at you, the child. And if you can split your consciousness, I don't know if this is that hard. You guys can let me know. But this is what I would do. I would split my consciousness to be both roles at one time. And I would stare at myself as the child and say, what do I see in you? What talents do I see? And then I would write the list. And then I would ask the child to come out and say, look at this list. What do you like? What do you want to tap more into? Because of the amount of green this is and how much this is energetically communicating to me, cash money. Cash money, cash money, cash money. These are career opportunities for you guys. I'm not going to get into the specifics of like what career you're in now, if you need to change career, side hustle, whatever it is. I'm going to count on you getting your own downloads right now for that, but this is career. This is looking at how can I be of service in the world in a way where people want to throw money at me. Not just give you money, like they're like, oh, that's what you do? Here, take my money. Like, please, because I want that. like throw money at you. It's kind of that sort of idea or fascination. It's like you're so good at what you do that you're not salesy, you're not like holding back, trying to be like, oh, I need to sell that. There's none of that. It's like the energy of, oh, that's what you do? Let me give you some money. Please take this because I want that. Like I want this transaction, like being on the other side of it. What else do I get from this card? I'm hearing avocados. I don't know who needs avocados. Some of you need to be eating some more fat. That's what I just heard. That's funny. Oh, to like help your brain, maybe coconut oil or avocado oil, something to help your, I don't know the specifics, you guys, it's just what's being channeled through, something that'll help your brain like be able to create more neural pathways or feel more like satiated. I don't know the specifics. Research coconut oil or MCT oil. That might be it. But you get MCT oil from coconut oil, so you may as well just save the cash and eat the coconut. Anyway, okay, the other card that had come out that was the feminine component is the femme fatale. I'm actually seeing this as a both. This could be split divine masculine, divine feminine, but it's actually a both within yourself. So it's the king is the authority. Like you are the authority in your life. You are claiming your higher potential, period, end of story. This femme fatale is realizing just how magnetic you are by being in that authoritative power. So the authority is the projection. It's like, this is what we're gonna get. I'm gonna use my mind. The mind is going to follow the heart and you're going to plan, reverse engineer it, get it all out on the table, look at your inner child and say, I'm going to take care of you. Here's how you're talented. Here's what we're going to start doing about it. Now, you can't stay in the mental landscape. That's where kings fall. Okay, you have to lead by the heart first because the heart is the access to the quantum field. The mind has much more limited abilities. You need to be able to flow and create an environment of creative flow so that you can tap into your kundalini energy, your sexual energy, your sensual energy. It is your energy of creation that rises up the spine and that connects you to your, essentially your divine inheritance, your higher self. There are many ways of getting there. This is what's coming through in the channel. Also, can we talk about this light? Spirit's doing funny things in here. I'm into it. What? This is wild. Okay, so authority with the king. Yeah, okay, so the femme fatale card is like what would be seen as like the dark feminine. There's no way of this being bad. It's just the power. It's the power. It's the power behind the feminine. So it says highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. I don't know what that means. It just keep an open heart. Highlights the erotic energy of the feminine. It's about being, I don't want to use the word seductive because that's like a level of manipulation. It's realizing your feminine power backed by the kingly power within yourself. Look at this. Look at this. This is also cutting through the throat chakra. Okay, they're literally sending light through the throat. So the femme fatale has everything to do with being able to speak from your heart, speak the truth. Leaving your heart open, even if people are offended by your power. Which a lot of people will be, if I can be honest. Now, the shadow traits are inappropriate use of sensuality and attachment to money or power, but we're looking at the higher potential, which means we are just in the light traits. So the shadow being inappropriate use of sensuality means leverage your sensuality, leverage your kundalini in a safe way. Just ask for the intention for it to be safe. Your higher self will know how to do that with you. The negative traits are attachment to money and power, but we are in the light, which is allowing money and power to come to you without attaching to it. But it's allowing the exchange. It's allowing yourself to be really powerful and allowing people to pay in a transactional way in exchange for your gifts. What else is going on here? This is like a sun. Like, what? Spirit, what are you doing? That's the magical part, okay? Don't be afraid to play. You can play with your power. The beauty of being in the higher potential of the king is that you're using that power for benevolent leadership, benefiting those around you. This is also the card of enlightened awakening. Like, being an enlightened king is being so conscious that you can see and perceive the needs of yourself and others and then meet them in a way where everyone benefits. I can't stop seeing just cash. This just looks like cash to me. So step in your highest potential. Okay, so there's two more messages on that. On your highest potential, on your highest timeline, it's learning how to leverage your power in a very safe and healthy way, and leverage your sensuality, your creativity. Power and creativity are pretty much the same, but I'm using those words specifically so you can tap into the different areas of them and realize that that is your wealth, that is your health. And if you have highly sensual energy, which we all do, then you have the ability to attract and receive massive health and massive wealth in a creative way that is in integrity and mutual benefit. I'm like, I have an affirmation from Neville Goddard, but it's on my phone and I'm using my phone to shoot. But it's something along the lines of that. I receive luxurious income in a way that is in integrity and mutual benefit. It's something like that. You can search it online, or I'll drop it in the comments after the video. But it's realizing that when you step into your power, your creativity, and your highest potential, your integrity, your idea that everything can be mutually beneficial, money is no longer a problem. I'm not saying you won't have your hiccups and stuff, but it's like realizing that you can leverage your higher potential, you can leverage your good, you can leverage your power, you can leverage your creativity to create the wealth that you need to be a very awakened and luxurious human. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Okay, so we're gonna go into the next one. What's blocking that higher potential? What patterns of habit or belief are standing in the way? Also, I'm just like tapping into what else is going on intuitively here. My stomach is like writhing, and that happened all of a sudden. So even before I pull a card, hi, something about what I said at the collective level feels like it's the gears are grinding, and I can feel that in my stomach. It's around the money. It's around thinking that money could be easy, or that you could use your power to make money and not hurt yourself or others. Like that is it feels like gears grinding. So I would start looking into wealth consciousness. I've got some videos on my channel. Start reading about Neville Goddard, start reading about Wallace Wattles, which is what the movie The Secret was based off of, is The Secret Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. You can look up some Florence Scovel Shin. I've got videos on my YouTube channel explaining wealth consciousness because I do think it's really important. So if you do feel like icky around money, I would highly suggest you listen to The Science of Getting Rich every single day for the next 30 days. Like, I even read the entire audiobook on my YouTube channel. It's 2 hours long. And so you can get it for free. Bam. And my stomach just resolved it was like churning. So I think that was the issue there. Okay, hang on, you guys. Okay, what's blocking highest potential? What did I say? What patterns of habit, belief are standing in the way? What's blocking it? What patterns of habit or belief are standing in the way? Do we need a different deck? What's going on? Nope. Give me one more. Patterns of belief. Okay. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. Okay. So we got two cards, the Prostitute and the Mystic. I love this deck so much. This is the Archetypes deck by Carolyn Myss. So the Prostitute. It does make sense to me that what's blocking is the Prostitute, and what was the highest potential energy is the Femme Fatale, because they are two sides of the same coin. This is the shadow side of the coin, the Prostitute. The Femme Fatale is the light. It's the power of the same side of the coin. It's being able to harness your own sensual energy, your creative force, source, force, life force, to command what you want in this world and to draw it in towards you. The Prostitute, she's literally got money all over her. This is definitely a money channel, you guys. This is like, I might label it, how to make more money. Your highest potential in cash. So the light attribute is accentuating the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. That is what the Femme Fatale represents. So if we tap back into the higher, your highest potential is learning how to make bank. Bake the bread is what my guides say to me. They said it in a channel recently. What did they say? Make ends meet. I forget which channel it was. Just look back in the last 4 weeks of energy updates for June, the June energy updates. Being able to make ends meet without splitting off your soul connection, without selling your soul. We'll just say it that simply, without selling your soul, okay? It's being able to make money without selling your soul. I feel like I'm a good example of one of those humans. Like, you know, and it's not a common belief for humans, so most people end up in a cycle of selling their soul in order to make money. So the Prostitute, which is this is the energy that's blocking the highest potential. The shadow attribute is places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. I'm not telling you guys all to quit your jobs, okay? Like I said, take what you love, leave the rest, use your own spiritual discernment, okay? But what this is telling me is there's way too much consideration over, but this is what I have to do because this is what people say I have to do in order to make money. And I am doing it in a way that compromises my own personal power and authority. And I feel like shit in this number of ways doing it, whatever that is. Everything we do is contractual, agreement based. Your highest potential is being able to provide for yourself and others. If you have families or if you'd like to provide for others in some way, that's what a king is doing, right? Maybe your clients if you're in business. While maintaining your sovereign authority, while being in a space of mutual benefit, while being able to see clearly the next steps ahead, being able to plan ahead, plan for your future, leave a legacy, build a legacy, without compromising your personal spiritual safety, your personal confidence, and the confidence and value of those around you. The limitation is the idea that you have to sell parts of yourself off in order to receive material benefit. It's a severe collective limitation. It's not your fault. We all came into these bodies with these limitations. And then we all like kind of work it through our lives, some more than others, depending on how much of this work you're doing. It's about learning wealth consciousness. Wealth consciousness is a spiritual concept that is building up your ideas of what are possible for yourself in receiving financial benefit, in receiving material needs, your material needs being met through you being like inherently confident, through your source connection, through no need for manipulation. I won't say it's not challenging, but what else do you guys want to say on this? Ultimately, the block is thinking that you need to give up things that you love in order to receive money, in order to receive a home, in order to receive good career opportunities, in order to financially and materially provide for yourself, which includes the social currency of what you think other people think you need to have in order to be societally acceptable. That's your typical, like, whatever the Joneses are doing, you have to do. Otherwise, there isn't enough social currency or clout that you're given so that people will respect you. That is also a material need, a material consideration. So this is what's blocking. This is a woman. This is your feminine energy. It's on the left side of the body. And actually, my guides have said this to me a lot, that even men will prostitute out their feminine energy. It's almost like selling off your sexuality in whatever career you're in, or however you're making your money, in order to receive money. I don't know the specifics of it. I just know that there's a lot of energetics behind it. My guides point it out to me all the time when I'm interacting with people. If the men around me are like that, they bring my attention to it, because women, you should know this, men that are prostituting out their feminine energy, which you'll see based on how they interact with women, will for sure throw you under a bus energetically. It's just all they know how to do. Hi, love. Oh, I'm so glad. The money talk. We're here for the money talks. After the video, I'll link the wealth consciousness videos. I have an entire playlist on my YouTube channel for wealth consciousness or money, one of the two. I don't know. Look for one of them. They'll be there. I think I've got 5 videos. Okay, so the other thing that's blocking is the mystic, which I gotta tap into a little bit what they mean. The shadow attribute, I can tell that this is definitely for my audience, like as opposed to collective, this is like people with me. So the shadow attribute is delusional rapport with the divine. How do I want to explain this? It's rejecting all logical thought and just thinking that you can mentally bypass material needs and that God will just catch you. Will God catch you? Yes. Generally speaking, it very much depends on your level of faith. However, your subconscious mind is manifesting what shows up in your material reality like 98% of the time. And how do I explain the mystic? It's like over manifesting. It's like creating the vision boards and praying, which is also wonderful. It's doing all the spiritual things and then just like sitting and being like, okay, so it's going to come. Like all my needs are going to be provided for. And it's like, well, oh, Spirit, give me the language. There are so many subtleties of energy in this matrix that they're sending me, and I don't know if I have the language yet. So let me see what I can download in. I would call it spiritual bypassing. I would call it escapism, spiritual escapism. A lot of people in spiritual communities do it where there's almost like a refusal to deal with the lower 3D self. There's almost like a refusal to realize that effort is required, that a certain amount of engineering and planning is required to build anything worth anything. That you're not just going to be able to tap into your highest potential through meditating and expect it to show up in your life. They're placing a lot of emphasis on the effort. So I'm going to tell you guys, because Spirit ran an 1.5-hour channel through me. Was it last week? It was either last week or the week before. Oh my gosh. I will link the video, but I think it's 2 weeks ago. And it's where I specifically go into the details of how to build a business, and the specifics. What Spirit's telling me is like as easy as I make things look now. And I'm very like prayer oriented. I did take 10 years where I was grinding. Like Spirit is asking you to not over mystify your goals and your highest potential. You are choosing between your higher and lower potential states like every moment of every day. Hi, love. And you can't please give me the vocabulary. You can't just wish it into existence. That is delusion. That's what's being shown. They're not telling you to not ever be delusional. They're just saying, because I set the standard at the beginning of this stream by saying I want to help you guys ground your potential into this reality. They're asking you to dream a certain amount, like to really think about what are your real talents and how could you really leverage them, and think about going big with that. But then there's a lot of emphasis on this channel, this stream of consciousness here, that is now grounded. Now get it into action. Now, how are you going to make it happen? We're not going to have the same conversation in 10 years where you go, oh, I had that thought once. I had that dream once. And then I did life. I just thought it would just happen. No. Like Spirit will do a lot of heavy lifting for you, but you've got to move the needle forward yourself every single day. That doesn't mean hurting yourself. It doesn't mean grinding. It doesn't mean prostituting yourself. It doesn't mean sacrificing your core values. It means putting on a different thinking cap. You know, our King card is so intelligent. He's so intelligent. It's putting on a new thinking cap and thinking it from the perspective of, I am my own authority. Nobody's going to have the answers for me. So if I wanted to live a life like this, where I didn't have to sell my soul, and all sorts of realities, all quantum matrices are available to me, all forms of consciousness and thought are available to me through the quantum, what are some ways that could happen? It's really about opening up, and this is your heart actually working alongside your mind. It's really coming through the heart. You're opening up your curiosity. You have to be curious, have a very, very curious spirit when you do this work, because you're opening yourself up to ideas that other people will think are crazy. And that's the positive side of the mystic that's going to be coming in. When you're curious and saying, okay, well, if these beliefs are standing in the way, like the belief that I have to trade time for money, and I'm not saying these things are bad, I'm just giving you some examples. Or the belief that I have to put in this certain amount of time in order to get a promotion, or the belief that I have to work until I'm dead, or whatever the things are, start writing out what your parents told you about money, what you've been taught about money. I didn't realize I was going to be teaching a money course right now. You know, and start to realize that those are blockages. They're limitations. They are other people's rules for how they've decided to create their life. But the reality is you are a mystic and you are a king. And you are a very seductive feminine energy. Seductive, attractive. You're attractive. Even as a man, you're attracting what you need to you. So from that place, you can create anything. So start setting aside the time. So be like, I can see a meditation practice where it's working through the limiting beliefs and simultaneously being curious, like opening up, well, okay, if it's not like that, if I think money has to come in that way, what's another way it could happen? If I want to create art, I know I've got a lot of artists following me too. Jewelry makers, you guys are also creative. You know, it's thinking in terms of like, okay, some people would think this is crazy. This stuff isn't crazy in my head. It's like, okay, like I want to paint and I want to be able to make ends meet with my artwork. Will that happen overnight? I don't know. But if it's your dream, if it's your highest potential, I think it's worth pursuing every day. And then, well, how do you pursue it? Well, if I were limited in my beliefs, I'd be like, well, artists don't make money. You guys, I've got all the creative limitations in my background. I'm like, I don't think this way, but it's like, is that example worth pulling up? It's just, you know, it's where people are like, artists don't make money. It's not possible. And it's like really, I've seen a lot of artists making well over 6 figures on Instagram recently. I have paid my rent like multiple times through my 20s. Many times when I was producing a lot of artwork as an artist. Like there are ways that you can do this. So once you put on the cap of, I guess the question is it possible? And I'm using art as an example because there's so much collective beliefs that you can't make this a full-time thing. And it's just not true. Will it take work? Yes. Will it take you engineering better thoughts? Yes. Will it take you considering the perspective that will help you design a new approach to your life that would assume that this is now a reality for you? Yes. Would that new approach have new actions? Yes. And then would you have to take those actions every day? Yes. If you take a lot of those actions every day from the new approach, from the new perspective of assuming that you can support yourself financially with art that you love to do, will the results of your life change to reflect that new approach? Yes! I hope that wasn't too heady. That was mental. But it's like you have to assume that it's possible. Before you assume that it's possible, you have to say, what do I want? I want to make money with art, or like, I want to make money with music, or I want to be a coach. Like, I want to help people get out of whatever they're going through and help them through their transitions. And I want to do that full time. Okay. I see the comments coming in. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love you guys. You know, it's going to be different for each of you. The art examples are what are coming in right now because that feels like the most of the stretch probably for most of you. And I'm not telling you all to go be professional artists either. It really is, what do you want? What does your king inside of yourself want? What does your inner child want? That it's really going to be different. You know, I know people that opened up coffee shops. That's what they wanted. And then they created an entire chain. Like, do you want to create a retail brand? Like, what do you want to create? I don't know, whatever it is for you. Do you want to be a CEO? Do you want to be a judge or a lawyer? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? Take it to the nth degree. How do you leverage contemplate leveraging all of the talents and skill sets that you have and really bringing them to the table. And then once you understand what that clarity is, of what that looks like, say, this is possible to make ends meet. This is possible to make 6 figures a year off of. This is possible to support myself and my family financially and to leave a legacy behind. Because that's the truth. And you need that perspective in order to have the right approach so that you can take the right actions. If you take the actions from assuming failure, you will fail. There is no way around that. You are just like engineering yourself right to failure. So you need to take the approach of, if this is what I want, then it has to be true. It has to. I'm not saying you're not going to get pushback from people, and I'm not saying you can't change your mind either. I'm just saying, if you want to know what the right actions are going to be to actually have a shot at whatever it is you want to create, you have to assume that it's possible. Once you assume that it's possible, you get really curious and you open yourself up, open up your heart and say, this is where you start list writing. You can do this every day in a journal. How are all the ways that this could work? What are all of the ways that I could make $100,000 tomorrow? Somebody could give me the money. Somebody could wire it to me by mistake and then tell me to keep it. I could sell a painting for $100,000. It would be crazy, but that would be fun. I could sell some coaching, like literally just put it all together. Like I'm just giving you an example, like whatever it is for you, whatever your highest potential is, what are all the ways that this could happen? And go big and go crazy, because what you're doing is you're starting to work with your neural pathways in your subconscious and the quantum and your higher self at the same time. Set the intention to bring your higher self into the conversation, where you are starting to open up new potential realities in the quantum matrix. And then certain of those realities that you're practicing through this art of journaling, of you're opening up and like mapping a new consciousness for yourself around your higher potential. Your higher self will deposit more energy on specific of those timelines, and then we'll send you synchronicities like literal money. People will say things that will encourage you to do certain things, angel numbers, animal totems, and we'll do things to get you on track with the right timeline. Like I didn't just start painting, you guys. I neglected this for most of my life because I was like, I have to do marketing. Whatever. I had so many blocks around it. And I had people be like, I had to be hit over the head about it. Like very directive. Like people were like, Emelina, please start making art. I was like, oh, like that was spirit giving me a synchronicity. Like there was no reason for that to have all of a sudden popped out of nowhere and for it to happen repetitively. So I've now refolded this back into my life, and I'm very, very happy about it. And I understand why spirit is guiding me towards this. I don't know exactly where all of it's going, but I do understand that that's how spirit works. So that's an example, is like, it might be very loud in your face. That's the synchronicity. That's the timeline you just lock into. That's where your higher self is guiding you. Once you open up all the possibilities, your higher self goes, whoo, thank God. All right, we were getting a little bored with trying to like track you into this freaking like little mouse maze labyrinth. So it's like it opens it up, and then your higher self can step in and deposit more energy and send you like a trail of cheese. Like, okay, we're gonna take you out of the labyrinth. Here's a little bit of cheese, a little bit of more cheese. Take the hits, keep going, move through. Okay, we're gonna get you out of this crazy matrix, because that's what you're in. It's a mental matrix of how the matrix is run. There's the matrix, and then there's source, which is like organic. It's not a matrix. It's different. So it's navigating you out of the matrix of thought as a visionary. You're becoming your own visionary. So the negative was like this delusional rapport with the divine, which is thinking you can just like sit back and everything will be catered to you. Things will be catered to you, but you have to put in the visioning effort. Open up your mind and your consciousness to be able to see and perceive differently so that you can take new actions. So your higher self can give you the synchronicities. You can take the leads and the inspirations, move forward on them, create new results, or you'll create new actions and you'll get new results, which is a positive feedback loop, and then you keep going. So the light of the visionary is the capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. This is literally what I'm talking about. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. This is the activity, because the personal gain is you will discover something about yourself that you're going to leverage. But this activity of like writing out all the different ways you could do something and that being true is the vision without personal gain. You're just exercising your mental ability to create new neural pathways. Now the shadow, which is tapping into this blockage as well, is selling insights to the highest bidder and compromising your vision to make it more acceptable or more palatable. Okay? This is not about people pleasing. You're going to get kickback. Anyone that did anything beautiful wonderful, expansive. Anyone that tapped into any level of their highest waking self got huge amounts of kickback. Most people don't get support from their families, friends, what have you. Like, what's coming to mind is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, his dad like kicked him out of the house for being a bodybuilder. Like, if you look up most of these celebrities, like there's nothing, some of them have it easy, but the ones that I've followed since I was young or listened to their stories over and over again, they weren't. Like, Steve Jobs was an orphan. I think he had a great family from what I understand. I could be wrong. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. But like, you know, there's nothing easy about being immediately orphaned energetically. There are lots of examples of this. You have to believe in yourself. You have to create a vision with your higher self. You have to believe in that vision, and you have to not be prostituting yourself out for that vision. Okay? That's what needs to be cleared. That's what's blocking. Now, what did I want to ask? I had another question. How do we clear it? I'm going to use my branding deck. This one was really pulling out to me today. Okay, Spirit. How do we clear the blockages in our subconscious mind that are holding us back from our highest levels of success, our highest potential in this life, bringing it into our life today? This was the one on top, and they just spit it back out of me. It's the shaman. So this is about doing alchemy. Okay, in a number of ways. Let me think about this. So the strengths of the shaman are the power to see and tell the truth. Spiritual nature that is tied to neither religion nor dogma. Sensitivity to nature and the cycles of life. Ability to straddle worlds as an intermediary or messenger. The related cards are the detective, the mentor, the sage, and the translator. The challenges, and this is similar to the king, okay, for those of you that need to hear it, are self-importance, manipulation, and false sense of power. I'm feeling my throat closing. That's the block, all right? So whatever you need to do to speak your truth, this alchemy is done through speaking your potential and your vision into existence. Writing, singing, speaking. Chanting, affirming, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I'm a wealthy woman 50 times a day. I'm a wealthy man. Like, let me see what else this card says. This is circling back too, because it says the shaman's overarching desire is to be of service to humanity. You're able to access altered states of consciousness, perspective, and seeing. The shaman is a mystical and experiential teacher motivated by the single-minded dedication to the path of enlightenment. As a medium between the visible and invisible worlds, the shaman finds meaning in facilitating transformation. What's jumping out at me is a medium between the visible and invisible worlds. That is also jumping through, that you need a medium. You need something to bridge the gap between your 5D self and your 3D self. Art is a really, really great way to do that. Any level of performance, open mics, comedy, public speaking, singing, playing instruments, painting, pottery, anything else, you guys? Any level of speaking. Having an audience, like, even if it terrifies you, do it. Bring a friend. You can cry to them after. Like, I know the biggest fear in the world is public speaking. Do you know why? It's a bigger fear than the fear of death, because people are terrified of speaking their truth. It has less to do, I think, with an audience, being in front of an audience, and has everything to do with speaking your truth and seeing other people's eyes and judgment and perception of you on you. And you have to be willing and able to hold your own space with a really powerful king and femme fatale energy combined in you to be able to drive forward and speak your truth with conviction and not care what anyone thinks about you. You are in performance. Whenever you are doing this, you are performing. That performing is an act of service to the divine, not for anyone else. You're performing for God. When I'm doing this, I'm performing for God. Like, I'm not performing for anyone else. Whenever you're speaking your truth, which is what I'm calling performance, for me, this is how this channel is working through. And that doesn't mean act. It could be acting, but it's, I'm going to trust you guys are going to get it. You're being the most of you. If you happen to be an actor, then that's a great way to do it. But you're not acting, as in you're not trying to wear a mask. You're not trying to be someone else. You're being you. You're being you totally and completely in the way that your highest potential needs you to be. And speaking your truth is the shamanistic ability. It is the ability to merge the 3D and 5D worlds, the invisible and the visible, through a medium, which is done through your voice. And that voice can be writing as well. It doesn't have to be you speaking. It is good if it is some version of you speaking. For those of you that need to hear that, I was gonna say, it could be calling a friend. If you want something easy, sometimes I will do this. I'll get out the voice memo, the voice app on my phone, and I will speak everything I need to speak into the voice memo app. And then I will play it back and listen to myself and witness and hold space for myself from what I spoke, so that it is verbally being materialized. And I am both the performer, the truth speaker, the alchemizer, and I am the witness perceiving myself as I sit back with total non-judgment and say, if this wasn't me, if this was anyone else, how would I listen without judgment? And I listen back to myself. That might be a really good technique for you guys. We're at an hour again. I tell Spirit, I'm like, will you make these 30 minutes? And I just like can't do it. Maybe one day I'll try. Okay, so that's about clearing it. And then what action steps can we take right now? And I don't usually work with a tarot deck, but I've been into this one, so let's see. Okay, Spirit, what action steps can we take right now to ground this into our reality right now? And I'm already setting the standard because I said in the beginning of this message that this is a transmission. So you're going to be given a spiritual transmission. It's not about being able to fix everything right now. It's not about getting everything into movement right now that you need to with your highest potential. It's about leveraging the power that's being given to you right now through your own higher power, your own higher self, through a transmission like this, because you're being given access to that level of consciousness that you need, where when you go take an immediate action today, tomorrow, this week, you're getting the backing of that energy. It means a lot more than if you were to do a random action by yourself. You're being held by my channel, by this channel, by the collective. It is working together to give you more access. So it's like you depositing a quarter into your bank account. That's what's being shown to me. It's something small. It's like a small action. So like a quarter going into the account, but everybody else's energy is holding you into the positive matrix of this, like the positive healing energy and momentum of this, so that it's creating a lot of momentum for you. I'd be very excited to hear what's going to happen for you guys after that. The energy that was at the bottom of the deck that just caught my eye is the King of Cups. It is a dragon, and the Queen of Cups is right behind it. This is what we're going to do, and then the Five of Wands. That's it. You guys just needed to pull all that out for me. Okay. Also, look at how pretty this deck is. I'm just so into it. Okay, so the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. First thing that's coming forward is this is divine masculine, divine feminine counterpart energy within the self, okay? You are in complete cahoots with yourself. It's the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. It's a perfect pair. So you are in balance and alignment with yourself. The action that you are going to take with the cups is going to be an emotional something, probably an emotional outpouring that I'm going to ask for a little more information on. Let me just tap in. Okay, King of Cups, Queen of Cups. What is the action? There's two actions. okay? The cups are it's the space of the heart. It's your emotional space. And actually, they're both guarding kind of aggressively. So that's something to keep in mind. So you're going to take, the first action you're going to take is you're going to make an offer, okay? He's got one cup and a chalice here. You're making an offer to the divine. That offer is going to be up to you. This action that you take is up to you. You are going to tune in with your higher self. If you don't know how to do that, you just set the intention to tune in with your higher self and sit your butt down in a quick little meditation. Center yourself in your heart. Breathe into your heart space. 3 deep breaths into your heart space. And you can do the little silver grounding meditation that we did very briefly in the beginning. And say, what action, higher self, would you have me take? You might get a download in that moment. You might get a download sometime later in the day. You're going to know. It's going to feel like an inspiration. I'm going to set the standard that it is something that you'll understand clearly and easily. It will be in your face. You won't be able to miss it. It will be safe. It will be fun. It will be easy. You won't miss it and you will understand it. And you're going to be given signs that you will understand as being the right direction to know exactly what to do as your offer. This offering, the King of Cups, is typically like a really like warm, welcoming card, emotional card. This one is a little bit different. All right, we got a dragon. This dragon is awakening your higher soul family. This dragon also is a little aggressive. Okay, he has the offering of the cup, but he's guarding that cup, and you can see on his face, like, no mother effer is going to come anywhere near that cup but God. Okay, so you're making an offer to spirit. This is not for anyone else in your life, anywhere else. In fact, I don't even think I would share it with anyone. What else is going on here? There's a mix of shadow and light. It's just like I mean, this also could be seen as a Kundalini awakening card too. It's like, this is your work. This is your sacred practice. Whatever action you take is going to be sacred, and it is for the divine. That is your intention. You're saying, this is my sacred offering for you, spirit. And then you're going to take the action. You're going to know what the action needs to be. Okay? They're literally saying to me, be sweet. The King of Cups and the Queen of Cups energy is the sweetness of the heart. Be sweet and carry a big stick. They're both aggressive. This one's aggressive and this one's guarding her cup. And this isn't usually how the Queen of Cups is represented. She's very giving, very emotional, very sweet. This queen, I'm not saying she's not sweet, but I'm saying she's got a little look in her eye like, you F around with me and I'm going to slip some poison in your drink. Like, that's the sort of energy that I'm getting. These cards are also based off of folklore, and I don't know which one this is. That might be what's being shown. I'm not sure. But she's holding the cup like, this is mine. She's got her hand over the cup. For women, we know this. Like, any of you that go out drinking or anything, like, I don't even drink, and I never leave a cup unattended. All right? Never leave your cup unattended. Those of you know, like, okay, like date rape, drugs and stuff, like, that shit's real. I hear about it all the time, unfortunately. More in New York than LA from what I hear, but I don't even know. But my point is, that's what spirit is saying, is like, guard your cup. Guard your offer. Your spiritual offer, your offer from your heart of your higher self, for your higher self, for your highest potential, is to be guarded as if you have a drink and as if there are predators around that would poison said drink. Okay? Don't go sharing your vision. Can they tell anyone? Don't tell anyone. Just do what you need to do. All right? It is sacred. It needs to be guarded. He's aggressive. You're masculine side, but they're still aggressive, but you're still making the offer. It's such a beautiful offer. You're like, here's my offer. I'm taking the action. I'm taking the steps, but nobody's going to step on it. Nobody's going to take it from me, and I'm guarding it. Like, it's directly in front of me. It's being guarded. And then your feminine energy is like, I've got my eye on you. What are you doing over there? I see you. I'm still going to be soft and sweet, but this is mine. I love this part. Like, this is mine. No, it's not. This is mine. God, you got me. You got me. Okay. The action, what you need to release is the idea of competition. Anything that is based in competition is not the right action, okay? There is competition around you as well, which is why you're guarding your cup and you're not going to share anything. Don't sulk. Don't hold yourself back. This is the Eight of Swords, which is like being blindfolded, not being able to see your way out of a mental prison. This isn't about being mental, all right? This is about being in the heart space and guarding that sacred offer from your heart, in the sacred heart. Okay. The High Priestess, you're going to get a download on what this action is going to be, and you're going to take action. She's reading a book. Probably the action will come through something like a video. If you're interested in wealth consciousness, research some videos on wealth consciousness. You might get an action straight from that. It could come from researching a sort of business opportunity. It could come from researching like, oh, I was thinking about getting my MA in therapy or whatever it is. Like, how would I do that? Like, there's like a research component behind this. There's a waiting component with the moon. There's something that's being hidden, which is spirit is asking you to begin on this journey so that spirit can begin to open up the portals and show you where you need to go. Based on the light of the moon, it's being illuminated, but it's moonlight as opposed to sunlight. Also with the Queen and King of Cups, they were both underwater. So there's this idea of it not being so obvious that it's lit by the sun and in your immediate environment. Like, it's going to feel like you're walking into a little bit of a different territory. Your eyes just need to adjust a little bit. Your consciousness just needs to adjust a little bit, which is what I'm describing as the moonlight, and in the other cards was being underwater. Also, gal's mad comfy here. All right? So, like, treat yourself. Like, she's cozy. She's sitting on some pillows. She's enjoying herself. She's got 2 lanterns that are illuminating as well as the moonlight. So, like, spirit is the moon. These lanterns are, like, your ability to light yourself. Like, what do I want to do? Like, how do I want to feel today? Can it feel good? And then the 2 of Wands was right behind that, which is typically your card of being able to make a choice, create a vision for the future, and move forward after it. What's interesting about this one is that this is like the Gemini, 2 minds, right? Two personas, 2 personalities. So it's like, well, which part of yourself do you want to highlight and step into? One is a wood staff, which is going to be fire and action. The other one is a key. So it's more knowledge-based. So think about being able to perceive yourself from occupying the state of awareness, from getting more knowledge and understanding, reading, researching, whatever you got to do, and then taking short, sweet, simple actions, which is what I'm seeing from the fire staff. There's also still this body of water. There's all of this attention to the water, the emotional energy. And they got lots of grapes. This is luxury. Luxury, like comfort. You're going to be sitting in comfort. Like, sit in comfort. Take care of yourself. And take action from that place. I think that was it. I was like, I'm going to pull from my deck too. Okay. I pray to know how lucky I am, and I pray to be made. I couldn't have pulled 2 better cards for this stream. You are lucky AF. There's no one like you. There will never be another human like you with your experience and with your potential, with your strengths and with your talent ever again. Not in this life, not in any other life, not in any other waking reality, even at the soul level. This is it. It's your one life. Your one beautiful, precious life, and you are incredibly talented. You will never be made again with the experiences and the perspective and the worldview and the beauty and everything that you are right now. You will never be made like this again. This is your one shot. The comedian in me is like, don't screw it up. You can't screw it up. But the point is, this is it. Like, this is your life. Why hold back? Why limit when you are so fucking lucky? This was something this is so funny that card came out because I was going to shoot a stream on this earlier, but I was like, I don't even know if people would like that. I was just going to come on stream and be like, I just feel so lucky to be alive. Like, I don't know. It's been hitting me for days, but I'm like, you know, people talk about it in spirituality, and I've felt it before, but no way like the way I'm feeling it now. I'm like, I looked in the mirror in my eyes earlier, and I was just like, I'm so lucky to be here. Like, I'm so happy to be human. I don't care what struggles I've had to go through. Like, I feel so lucky. Like, the fact that I got to see what I saw today, like going on my walks and the coffee that I drank today and the food that I ate and the people that I met. And it was nothing outside of mundane anything. Like, the magic is in the mundane. And it just really hit me today. I was like, wow, I'm so lucky to be alive. Like, start thinking about that. I'm so lucky. I pray to know how lucky I am. And I pray to be made. Let that king come right out of you. And that femme fatale is like please, you got any bullshit? You're gonna keep it away from me. Like, I've got leverage, baby, and I'm gonna make money. That's the vibe. I think that's all we got. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. If you enjoyed this, please like this video. If you do love me and my content, it would be so amazing. I'd be so inherently grateful if you would share my channel with someone you know, someone that you think would vibe with this. I'd really, really love that. I'm focusing on growing my channel, and I love you guys. So you shared it today, Shelly. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you love this content, share my channel or share your favorite video with a friend, a daughter, a mother, a lover, a husband. That's on the women's side. I know I've got lots of men following me though too. A wifey, like, I don't know. Share my content and let's all continue to build this beautiful community that we've got going on here. And these channels are very much my channel, but they're very co-collaborative with you. You know, like, I am reading off of the energies that Spirit is asking me to deliver for each and every one of you. So you're all a part of this, and I value each and every one of you tremendously. So thank you. That's what I've got. If you have any interest in the art, since we made the art a whole thing today, send me an email because I'd love to make you guys some paintings and send them to you. These are 12 by 12s. They're acrylic on wood panel. They have embedded light language from your soul. They are each different. This is my style of light language, but I've been doing some commissions recently, and the style changes a little bit based on the soul, which I'm always surprised for, and it's like very fun and invigorating for me. Okay, that's what I've got. Lots of love for you guys. Enjoy the night. And I'll set a prayer for all of you that watch this, that the action that you need to take to move forward on your highest potential, that your higher power, your higher self is going to give you, is going to be very easy and come to you in a very effortless way. And you're going to take that action and you're going to lock it in and you're going to start seeing magic. And I'm going to start saying some prayers around that for all of you. Thanks, Missy. I just saw your comment too. Alrighty, lots of love. Talk to you guys soon. Okay, peace.